That's something that okay, so the idea of maintaining the infrastructure but yet filling it with an alternative appropriate scale, you know, less mechanical order and all that, and maybe densifying it further. Now, you've obviously done that very successfully on the existing tower to mend the existing problems, if you put this, that's my word. And yet you choose to build another tower. Although, from this sketch, it said, you know, if I were to translate this footprint low-rise, I would get this, right? So my question is, have you considered maintaining that tower with your approach, and instead of replicating it and doing it again, using low-rise to create a common space in the ground to reach the same density? Or do you have any restriction on the footprint? Do you understand the question?
Yes and no. I haven't looked at the possibility of providing low-rise. That's the question.
Yeah.
In this density, low-rise, because I always, yeah. No,
I wanted to maintain. I guess my question is, what was the rationale of replicating the tower, even though the first approach was to solve the problem of the tower?
Yes, it was to solve the internal workings of the tower.
Okay.
I've kept the tower as a form, as its orientation, but I've changed the internal workings and internal program of accommodation to suit what I feel would be a requirement to help as a requirement for the city, for the local area as well, to create a mixed use local area. But what I was proposing in this town as well is, for analysis, identified this block here to be a very weak block in terms of address, in terms of density, in terms of its facade type and everything like that. So what I was proposing, I saw that as a key area to focus in on as well, and say, well, hold on, you know, if this works as a very popular feature, and given the transport links, this could become the perfect site to propose another tower. Then again, like I said before, it's generic, it's based on this system, but I just identified that particular plot through the analysis and then took that forward to say, well, could I not apply this system, and how would it work, and could it sustain increased density?
I think I misunderstood that. Are you therefore keeping one tower and converting it so it's like that, but also adding another tower so it looks similar?
Not so that it looks similar, so that the system works.
Great.
The system is the same.
So you're not taking issue with the tower as a housing typology, but the way it works internally. That's your thesis, right?
Yes.
But the principle of having a tower, 24-story high, that's a given. I mean, I'm not criticizing, I'm just trying to understand the premise.
I was working in ways that I didn't have to demolish the tower.
Okay.
That was right, so it would be pretty important from early on.
Just one clarification. Can you show us the existing plan, not the one you're proposing, for the typical bay?
No.
I think that's missing.
Yeah, I have it missing.
Because I was trying to understand
I was going to ask that question.
Very nice. Jeez, Lulu. James.
Well spotted.
Oh.
You're a prize.
It's here.
There's a central access corridor every other floor. And in section, the apartments are set on half levels so actually two apartments interlock. So you come in off the corridor, you go down a half level to your first rooms, then you go down half a level, and in between the through corridors there are bathrooms, and then you go down again to your bedroom, and you go down again to a fire exit, so that if you actually go into the flat on one side, you come out from the next corridor down. But what that means is all the flats are the same. They're all two-bedroom flats of about 75 net, 80 gross square metres. So they're all two-bedroom flats.
All bedrooms on one side.
So the plans are actually a little bit more complicated to read, but the section is actually, as you say, there's quite a lot of internal, it's a mix of the bathroom, kitchen, and then the through corridor on alternate levels.
Basically, 4 floors of a flat, where you end up, walk your way up, and then you turn up.
show your typical section.
My typical section is that
So it's a lot of space in
you enter at half level. You enter at the half level, and then you can either get, I mean, in this particular case, you go down to the bedroom, which is this band here, or you can go up to the living area. Alternatively, you can go on this pad here, you can go up right to the bedroom and down to the living area. But they
I think Microsoft Sync is
And
taking
for
there.
clarity, the existing flat is double aspect. You have the bedrooms on one side and the living room on the other side. And James, you've got single aspect.
It's a single aspect, but
Because I reduced the size of the normal unit to increase the density.
and then I could attach means of solar control to it as well.
So you're proposing this on the phases, we're going to add the plug-in pumps in a progression such as the one that you showed.
Ideally, yes.
Okay.
Rather than displacing an existing one.
Would it be in that form to start with, or are you going to have it as a skeleton and then you
It's a
plug
skeleton.
skeleton and you plug it together?
Or alternatively, whether you know this skeleton.
You mentioned the floor, the surface floor, yeah.
Yes. This would be ways
Basically, laundry facilities.
yeah, ways of spinning out of what is quite dense area.
Definitely, if you now tell you, we would be interested in whether you buy it or not. I mean, would I be able to buy one, or do I rent it? Is it a housing association?
What I was thinking is you'd buy the pod and you'd rent the space.
You could take the pod with you
Yes, unplug it.
to any other
Alternatively, alternatively the pod.
That's
If the pod was permanent, you'd buy. Yeah, I haven't quite. That's another thing that I'd really like to explore in greater detail as to whether I pursue the idea of, you know, is it a network or a system whereby the pods are detachable. Alternatively, other pods, you know, do they come into place and they're sealed into place, and that's it. That's them. And when they become used or somebody wants to update them, you know, they can take it out and then put a new one in. But that's its location, and you buy the space and you buy the pod.
I mean, in theory, I could take it to Wales and
Yeah, it's like a
sit
trailer.
by the sea.
You could.
Framework.
But really what it is in a sense is it's a pod that plugs into a system. It's like a life support system which supports.
But it could be like an iPod. You could actually get another kit which allows it to survive on its own.
You could run
can
it.
upgrade your pod.
By 2, by 3.
Add to it if it's your family grows, you need another space. That's
Well,
not.
If you're a family, you get a member when you move out and high-rise living is not for you.
See, one of the critiques may be, yes, you have replaced such a kind of dull mechanical system with a much more interesting framework that will allow individual identity and all that. And yet, if you look at this in its final kind of resolution, it is still a repetitive cell. But I would like, what would have been maybe another, well, let's say another layer, is to get to, in the same way you've added this to break the monotony, maybe you could have created another possibility of having 3 or 4 combined, so you have a hierarchy of. So if you have like a larger family, you can combine this cell together with another 3 around it. You have a large, big window, so you don't have exactly the same side. That is, it varies in the 3rd dimension. The 2D in the facade, you can still see it as exactly the same size. You know what I'm saying?
What you're saying could be just like, for instance, if you say you can take your pot with you, you own the pot and you rent the space. But you imagine if you do the pots, they are capable of connecting to each other, so you can have like 3 pots and rent 3 spaces for yourself.
You could, yeah. You'd be stopped by the sheer walls when they come between the pods.
Oh, right.
But I mean that's the other thing that was stopped.
But you see, if you look at the section here, you can see there's interesting hierarchy of double volume, you know, this space and small space. Yet this hierarchy is not expressed in the facade. So if you have this double volume expressed in a sort of maybe 2 windows, in